You have tweets
Let's hear
that
'em.
call Donald Trump and Kamala Harris
Okay.
two clowns.
Equal opportunity?
You have tweets that call Senator Murkowski almost as dumb as Kamala.
Jeez. He said a federal judge should be impeached. Then a senator read his own tweet back to him and asked one simple question here. Why?
You were prepared by the Department of Justice.
I did independent research online as it relates to the Office of Justice programs and the various grant programs.
Before this hearing, were you prepped by the Department of Justice?
And then after that, I did meet with the Department of Justice and conducted moot questions.
During the course of that, did they warn you about, for instance, Senator Kennedy's history with respect to the tweet history of nominees? Did that come up?
No.
Did not come up.
Oh.
No, Senator Kennedy's question?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Did they warn you that Senator Kennedy had a history of asking about nominees' tweets?
No.
They didn't.
Okay, so you're new around here, basically, because that's basically, guys, that is what he does here. You better hope that you have never contradicted yourself in the history of yourself, okay?
Were they aware of these tweets that have been discussed here in the hearing today?
I don't know. They did not bring it up.
So you have tweets
Let's hear
that
'em.
call Donald Trump and Kamala Harris
Okay.
two clowns.
Equal opportunity?
You have tweets that call Senator Murkowski almost as dumb as Kamala.
Jeez.
You have tweets that call Senator Collins a fraud. You have tweets that call Senator Padilla, who sits on this committee, a thug. You have tweets that call Senator Schiff a fraud.
Okay,
He also
listen.
sits on this committee.
That one is not that outrageous, guys. I mean, have you followed along here?
And you undertook no preparation
Yeah.
to face questions about that as you come before the Senate Judiciary Committee?
No, Senator.
You didn't
Oh, okay.
tell the Department of Justice about those tweets?
Senator, I tweet and respond to tweets or repost tweets regularly and frequently.
But you know the stuff is going to be looked at. It gets looked at all the time in
Yeah.
hearings. Our expert is Senator Kennedy, but other senators ask questions about people's tweets
A lot of them
as
do.
well. You're telling me here that you never disclosed to the Department of Justice these tweets about senators who would have to vote on your nomination, and you're telling me that DOJ, as far as you know, didn't even know about them.
I'm telling you that the DOJ never raised these with me.
And you never disclosed them to the DOJ.
No.
Okay.
Well,
Pack it up,
let's
guys.
start with Senators Padilla and Schiff. Do you know what state they represent?
California.
Yeah. And California will very likely be submitting applications for various grant programs to the Office of Justice Programs. Correct?
I
we
would
go.
expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and gauge his overall bias.
And having called Senator Padilla a thug at least 5 times and Senator Schiff a fraud, what reasonably could they expect about you giving California programs a fair hearing if you're put in charge of OJP?
Every state and every jurisdiction would expect that they would go through the process of applying for grants with the Office of Justice Programs, and those grant applications would be administered and reviewed through the
he
process
is
of the
nervous.
department.
Yeah, that's what they would expect.
Right.
And then there'd be a guy at the head of the program who thinks that the senators involved are a thug and a fraud. How do you convince us that you're not going to let that personal bias against these two individuals affect your judgment about California programs, particularly programs that, we often write in letters saying, We work with this program. We think they do a good job. Please give it every due consideration consistent with your responsibilities. That's a pretty standard thing. How do you respond to a letter from somebody you've called a thug or somebody you've called a fraud when they support a program that you're asked to decide on?
Because I believe that the Office of Justice Programs has a mission to support the entire country, every state and every city, and protect our communities, irrespective of the elected leadership that exists there today or tomorrow.
Okay, so this is why he had that, like, the unmitigated gall here. All right, so he knew that he spoke absolute craziness on the internet here. And he expected to come in here and say, you know what, hold on. I'm saying what I'm saying, but just like how I am going to fiend like I'm impartial here, they're going to have to also fiend as if they're impartial, because if they do not specifically vote for me, then they only didn't vote for me because I spoke crazy about them on the internet. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from this here.
So just trust me, I guess, is what you're saying.
Basically,
Well, trust the fact that I have been in the private sector and I was a practicing lawyer for a long time, and I will administer these funds as a good steward for the taxpayers of this country and ensure that they reach the ultimate recipients and the beneficiaries, which are our communities, our law enforcement, victims of crime, our juvenile system.
So why should Judge Boasberg, the chief judge of the D.C. Circuit, be impeached?
I don't have an opinion on Judge Boasberg.
You had one when you
Receipts,
twice
bro.
said that
Pay
he should
attention.
be impeached on tweets.
Right.
So, Senator, I suspect that you're quoting retweets or comments to other tweets. It would be nice to have.
No, they're your tweets. You're the one who's responsible for them. You're responsible for knowing what you said. Don't put it on us to have to explain to you your own tweets. This is your mess, not ours. You're the one who tweeted impeach him. If you can't explain that, that's on you. But my general question is, why should Judge Boasberg be impeached? Whether you tweeted it or retweeted it, you obviously thought he should be impeached.
Right.
Why?
You thought it was important.
It would be helpful
so
for me to see the context of the tweet.
You're the one who's supposed to be ready for these hearings.
This is why I've said on numerous occasions here, never put me in power. I would love to be in power. Understand this here. I'd fix a lot of things, but I'd also be incredibly deeply biased towards anything California oriented. I know it. I'm going to be honest here, right? Whatever California wants, I'm going to say no. All right. That's kind of by the default here, period. All right. And if we say, hey, let's go ahead and put the National Guard in like some of the worst ghettos around the United States of America. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Like, not at all, under any circumstance, to treat people terribly, but to save lives. But obviously they'll think, hey, this is a police state, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, it is. Now it is. Absolutely, in fact. Right? Tired of people losing their lives for literally no reason. This guy stepped on your shoes, so you have to annihilate his whole family. Bro, come on. All right? National Guard for you. And everyone, guys. All right? Period. I'm sorry. These are some of the things that are incredibly important to me, making sure people have an actual chance to succeed in life rather than their spark, for the most part, being extinguished. Okay? Send the National Guard. And whatever California wants, say no. All right? Absolutely. No, you can't have nothing. More entitlements. No. California, part of the border needs to go away. No. Bro, these are the type of things here. All types of changes for infants. I don't know, whatever they say out there, guys. I'm not there. The person who we just experienced, in fact, I think personally is somewhat similar to that. All right, this is kind of why I'm saying here. I know I shouldn't be in power. This guy here, for some reason, thinks that he should be in power, even though he has the unmitigated gall here. Let's say this here, to say all of these things while also not understanding how people make stories about your overall trajectory, okay? So if you said these things and then you go into some type of office where you have the ability to kind of decide things for other people, and then you're hoping that the other people are going to remain 100% professional here and not care that you've called them all these things here. It's a little bit wishful thinking here. Should he be nominated? Honestly, guys, no. He shouldn't be. My opinion, obviously, here, guys. But listen, let me know in the comments what you guys think. There are people who have all of the right things to kind of make the right things happen, but I'm not sure they should actually, some of them at least, ever reach power, because then you start going against people's constitutional rights, bro. right? So that's a little bit, it's a slippery slope here. And this is kind of why I'm saying, for me personally, never put me into power. I know exactly what I'm doing day one, all right? Day one, all right? Ghettos. Day two, Kensington, Pennsylvania. Why are there, guys, why are there zombies on the street? Okay, I don't need to fix that immediately. Okay, there are a couple of things that need to be worked on here, all right? A lot of things need to be worked on here, okay? A lot. But listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, guys, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.